Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 145th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Desperate Journey. I'm gonna go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a third of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the packs began to make their way out of New Mexico. While things seemed fine for part of the journey, they were then assaulted by a vast swarm of bats, showing off their location to black spiral dancers and other bane spirits that had been locked away for over a century. Using their gifts and some quick wit, the packs were able to escape and avoid a desperate battle. And so they continued on their journey until they reached Trinidad, Colorado. It is here that the packs summoned spirits and sent emails via cyber fetishes to try and get a Concordant called to determine the fate of the perfect child. The packs now must continue to move on and hope that the Concordant is called soon. The spirits sent off, you now have to figure out how to go north. If you continue up I-25, you will run into areas controlled by Sacred Stone and Steel Mountain. If you decide to head west, you have to cross the mountains in the Umbra and possibly strike hidden cairns of various tribes that you are unaware of, or even head east and hit vast swaths of weaver-infected fields and increase your own travel time here in the Umbra. What would you all like to do?
Option none of those.
Then give me a new one.
Don't know yet.
Mark knows a spirit in these mountain ranges, Winds of the Mountain, and we have our members here that can fly. Maybe our journey eastward seems a little bit safer from the Garu, but maybe we can avoid the weaver-infested fields by just flying over them, and we get not a full fly-through from Winds of the Mountain, but a good push that could
Winds of the
reduce our
Mountain
time.
Winds of the Mountain can help you here, but once you start going east, there are no mountains for him to be winds of.
Right, that's why I suggested like a good push, woo, kind of throwing us instead of.
He can give you some push. Remember, he's still just a Gaffling. He's not an Incarna or anything like that. So you will still have to land in those fields to rest. You can get a little bit of a speed boost on the first day, but beyond that, you'll have to move through your own strength.
Okay, but with that in mind, then we could possibly use them in the mountain ranges.
I was going to say we could possibly use Winds of the Mountain as a fly-ahead scout, so that way we could avoid other Guru while we fly through.
Okay, I like that. Anybody else?
I like Sig's idea. Oh, my idea was just to tap Zeb's noggin and see if he's traveled through here before and if he knows any shortcuts or the boundaries of any of those hidden cairns, so that we can be more careful.
I mean, I agree that the hidden cairn route is probably the one that's most preferred, or at least most interesting. And I mean, if there's a I don't really know what the equivalent area knowledge role might be, Keegan, if it's possible to know, but again, if a lot of those are hidden for a dang reason, then got it. If there's no role possible.
Yeah, there's no role in this case.
Got it.
Your character's admittedly not traveled over large swaths of Colorado either. So
Correct.
That wouldn't even be a knowledge roll. So your character just doesn't have the experience for it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'd rather accidentally cross into a hidden cairn's territory and apologize rather than the other two options.
Because we still have our aliases we can work with.
Correct.
Okay.
But what's the alias for the child?
we had a cover for that. It was we admitted it was a Metis child, but we were on a mission to take it to someone. A vague ending, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, that was before you guys left for the ethereal realm, and that was over a month ago. So the rumors of a child with no blemishes might be a bit more widespread since you left as well.
I mean, fine. Bites the hand that feeds, right? Like just his basic name. None of us are, you know.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's, you know, we won't forget it for the moment because he's done it a lot. It's hilarious. And hey, after his rite of passage, we'll just say, look, clearly there'll be something more. But right now, he really likes to bite the hand that feeds because he's a hungry boy.
I could agree with this.
I was thinking of just a basic name as Sven.
Or Bob or whatever, yeah. And, you know, keep it without gender. You know, Leslie. You know, hey, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Well, now we have both bases covered. We have a Haman name and we have a Teat
All right.
name.
So Sven, is that the one you wanted to go with? Helga.
That's the one I went with.
No, that's the one you went with. This is Sven.
Sven.
You call him. I call him Bob.
Yeah.
Alright.
This Krynosborn has not been given a name yet, so we all have a name for the child.
Way to confuse them.
Throw him for a loop.
I think that'd be-
You just see
Not
the
a good
child of
idea.
Gaia. You just see a child of Gaia like hitting a blunt and going, "Bunch of shitty parents, man."
Child of many faces or names.
So what is okay? Other than like, hey you, what do we want? The short boy, we're gonna spend a lot of time on this. I feel like
no,
short name. What's the
just
short title?
Sven bites the hand that feeds.
Bites the hand that feeds, and we'll call him
Sven.
Meatball for short, right? Like whatever. Yeah, perfect. There you go. He's Meatball.
Meatball.
They
Okay.
are Meatball. There we go. Get it, Sven. Get it? Swedish Meatball.
Yes,
Meatball. There
I
we
love
go.
it.
There we are.
Mm-hmm. And since we're in the realm, the area of Winds of the Mountain, I remember last time I wanted to speak with him, I just said his name out loud.
You still have to do the rite of summoning in this case. It's been a while.
Okay. Definitely.
Now,
Right,
that
something.
you know his name, which means that decreases your difficulty. But
Awesome.
and I'm sorry, they're jaggling, so that'd be diff 4 because you know the specific name. The winds arrive, but not with nearly as much of a gust. Winds of the Mountain hovers there, picking up debris and dust in the area. You feel kind of a radiating heat off the spirit.
Winds of the Mountain. It's good to see you again. Guides the Fallen.
It is good to see you again, Guides the Fallen. It has been some time. You guys notice something? The clouds of the ethereal or the penumbral sky part just a little bit, and a beam of sunlight seems to just be withering plants. It hits you and it gets unimaginably hot for a moment, and then the clouds recongeal and it stays warm, but not like unimaginably hot. Why have you called me?
We seek your assistance as we travel through the mountains. We need someone to act as eyes ahead of us as we fly through the gifts of our allied packmates here, so that we can avoid going into territory that might upset others.
I can do what I can. The winds have been slow, and all that comes is shimmer through the earth to push me up. But I can guide. The trees will batter me, but I will do what I can.
Is there any way I can assist you in your task, or rather your favor?
If we can move along water, lakes, reservoirs, pick up a bit of cold, a bit of moisture, for I fear that I shall shatter like rains upon the mountain.
I think this can be amicable towards us. We don't want to stress you. I could see you're bearing a heavy heat right now.
The world grows hot, and it feels as if there's a focus for the Umbra.
Let us not take too much of your time then. And Mark will take a gnosis in the shape of like a water droplet and give it to the spirit.
The gnosis breaks up and creates like little rain clouds within the body. Come this way. The journey is long.
Mark will motion the others to follow.
As you start to climb into the mountains, deeper and deeper, the trees, sporadic, mostly shrubs, even here in the penumbra. As you get to your first lake, maybe 8 hours into the journey, as the spirit then runs across it and flies, picking up mist and things like that. Even all of you, the light, once again, the clouds break and you're just struck with sudden heat and unrelenting, like, bursts of pain as your skin starts to redden and then it dissipates soon after once the light is off of you. I shall continue on ahead, follow the road, and I will speak if there I see any Garou besides yourself on this side of the gauntlet. The spirit moves lazily, like a stiff breeze rather than a torrential wind, as you all start moving along.
How's the child?
The child is growing restless. They have a really bad sunburn on their nose. That isn't going away due to the fact that the night is not enough to heal it. You need at least a bit more of a day under shelter to avoid the sun.
Who's carrying the child?
Last time it was Dimitri, and so it is Dimitri still.
Would we be able to do a little mother's touch and heal that?
You
Or-
could. You could do the same to William with his sunburn.
Okay, I can spend mine on the child since he has less rage probably than William.
I've only got
Probably,
3
maybe.
current rage.
It might be best if I do William then instead of the child. Never
I've already
mind.
been healed. But
I can do both.
Yeah. The child shouldn't have too terribly much rage.
Yeah, I'll do the kid though too.
So Zeb
Okay.
picks up some water and pours it along William as you see the red spots, blotchy, come out and turn back to his normal pigment. The child has 5 rage. You grab a little water and rub the nose and the eyelids and the inner ears as the child gets fussy, spends a point of rage and tries to slash at you with little claws as you jump out of the way diligently.
That should be better. I'm sorry.
As it kind of feels its nose, as it gets angry and starts hitting its ear with its claw, as you hear, "Worm! Worm!" Oh, going at a slow pace, as Winds of the Mountain is ahead. Winds of the Mountain does come back and goes, "There are 2 Garou, both in the air."
Then we should probably dip into the trees.
That'd be the best idea. Trees. How far ahead were they?
About 2 or 3 miles coming from the air. One was going slower than the other. I think the one is on a spirit, and the other one's using their own wings.
Best then to keep to the ground at this point.
So I need whoever has the lowest, Dex Stealth, Diff 5, thanks to the ground cover.
So technically it's Dimitri, but at a -2 diff.
Yeah. So Diff 3 at 4 dice.
Get it. Get it.
Still possible to fail this one, shockingly.
It is.
Not a high possibility, but still a possibility. So you all duck down as you see a Glabro woman riding a Pegasus with a giant axe looking about. And then behind her, a full Krynos with pure white silvery fur with the same umbral wings as the ill omens following behind, carrying a grand clave, scanning the area, as well as several falcon spirits giving call behind them and ahead of them.
We don't recognize these 2?
Not offer, they're also fairly far.
Oh, fair enough.
You looking at them, they seem to be heading the direction of Trinidad.
Well, they might be off just about of the worm. Silver Fang and Black Fury.
Yeah.
Ours but to wonder. Let's move on.
You have to go slower now, as there are a lot of falcon spirits, hawk spirits, and the like calling back before each other, speaking as you do hear them saying, "Nothing seen, nothing seen." You move through. Winds of the Mountain is trying to lead you slowly and trying to get around the bird spirits. You all travel for a good 3 or 4 days before you start getting close to the great sand dunes in their umbral impression as the great vast desert and all the importance mankind has placed upon this one area gives a glow. But even here, the threads of the patterned spiders are starting to grow thick. Zeb and Mark, both of you have noticed even that the patterned spiders have been growing thicker even in the woods and in the forests than what one would expect.
Would traveling through the sand dunes be wise? It's no real cover, but going around it will definitely tack on time. The surprising thickness of the Weaver's presence here might also be a boon to us too, might hinder some searches from Garu into this area, so maybe if we do go around.
I think we should go around. And at the rate we're burning through Gnosis and other resources, being caught in the middle of a desert isn't going to do anything good for us.
It has also been 3 days, so you do have to burn a Gnosis to keep yourselves going in terms of food.
Right.
So I guess if we're burning through resources, I have no Gnosis. Just a heads up for the group.
Maybe a hunt is in order in the near future, just to find something to eat.
The other thing is, just because the kid can't cross over to the physical world doesn't mean we can't.
But the
Well,
kid is
ideally,
also
yeah.
running low on Gnosis.
Right. So, I mean, we're going to have to hunt, get him regular food, maybe, to do both those things. But if we need to get supplies or look around or just see what might make life easier, being able to go into the physical world is still an option for those of us that have been sustaining themselves off of Gnosis for quite a long time. So a pack can stay on the other side, or even a majority of people, and there could be a couple August heroes that pop across the other side real quick if we're really hurting. We're not condemned to just wander the penumbra.
Yeah. Player Adam knows that there's a town near the sand dunes, but Mark, Guides the Fallen, wouldn't know.
What's the gauntlet here, Keegan?
The gauntlet is thicker than you'd expect. It's about a 6 or a 7.
Okay. Well, if it's 6, I can look across into the physical world.
It is a 6 then.
Okay.
And if you look through, you see all the people on the dunes. You see a lot of people trying. You see the rangers trying really hard to supplement some of the plants with outside water that are outside the dunes and around the dunes and the few patches where rivers go through. And you do see from where you're standing up on a hill that there is a there's a few towns nearby.
What explains the strengthening of the Weaver. Conservation is still an action of the Weaver that has an effect on the wild when it comes to attempting to arrange and irrigate and maintain. What an interesting metaphysical breakthrough. There's a town. We can hunt spiritually for the child, but it still would probably be good for regular supplies to maybe get replenished too.
Right. Would we be able to cross that over into the penumbra using the magpie swag?
As long as it's simple, yeah. As long as it's an item that's like food, not got a ton of moving parts, then yes.
Cool. Then if that's the case, I say I'll go with Mark and grab some supplies.
We have a spot where we can stand and go to right now, Keegan, that isn't just open flat desert or dunes.
Yeah, you can start moving towards the town, or you can get to some of the campgrounds, which are even more spider infested at this point.
They're spider infested, but they're built up on the umbral side.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be worse.
Then let's just head into town. Should be plenty of places to hunker down for about an hour or two while we go shopping.
As you move into the small town, it's mostly, unrecognizable blobs of spider silk. This town with some older style buildings that likely were destroyed a long time ago, but their impressions of the hearts and minds of people still leave a presence here in the Umbra. At one of the amorphous blobs, you do see the shimmering of a mirror that would allow you to step sideways.
Should we look before we cross?
It'd be a good idea. Let's see here.
We can just ask Zeb to look for us. Zeb doesn't even have to roll.
And the gauntlet is 7, so Zeb would.
Yeah, too high.
Oh, never mind. Then go ahead, roll.
The difficulty's 9.
Okay. Well, it's just peaking, so shouldn't
Yep.
be. Whoa! What are you aiming at?
I had my eyes ripped out of my socket and then had to get them pulled back. Last
That
time
was-
I botched.
Well, that was you.
Go ahead then.
All right, Dice Maiden heard that challenge. Let's see if she takes it up.
I don't know if I can save you for that.
All right, you look. It's a gas station.
Is
Are
it the
there
restroom?
people around?
Yeah, it's the restroom, and there's people outside, but as with most gas station bathrooms, it is rightfully avoided.
All right. Coast is clear.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and cross.
All right, that's a Gnosis roll, diff 7 then.
Diff
All
7.
right.
Good luck.
Same to you.
Instantly.
Was not expecting that. I'll take it.
And Mark as well, instantly, as you both step through, as you enter the bathroom that likely has not seen janitorial service beyond the toilet paper in the average time of about 2 to 4 years. The mirror has a couple smears on it, a few tossed condom wrappers, and what you hope is dirt smeared upon the floor.
Alright.
All right. I think we might be able to find better food than a gas station. But it's a good place to start.
Yeah, we just need simple food. I say we just grab a couple things and then get the heck out and get back onto traveling.
Let's make it fast. It's starting to get chills just being in this restroom.
As you step out, you notice that you are in the you see the small town, or the sign that says that you are in the small town of Mosca. The gas station does seem to be the only thing in town, though there's a small restaurant attached to the Endron gas station.
What are you thinking, William? Sandwiches for everybody or snacks for everybody?
Let's not have to choose. We'll just go in and grab a bunch of stuff. I'll pay for it with my credit card and head back to the bathroom and cross back over.
All right, you pay for everything, you're good. The crossing over, because 2 people quickly ripped out of the gauntlet, is 8, as all of your companions on the other side, after you guys step sideways, notice all the pattern spiders flip shit and overly weave to try and build up the gauntlet as things passed by, and they grew distrustful of it.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah!
So, William is and Mark are praying and hoping no one walks in as they intimately stare and concentrate into the mirror of this very disgusting bathroom, hoping that the door doesn't open, that nobody sees. As you start moving, you feel yourself starting to peel through the gauntlet, feeling like overly tight cotton balls and threads being pushed against your face as you feel the creeping, crawling of patterned spiders touching your skin and rushing off. As just in time, your bodies start to fully fade as you hear the doorknob click and you're gone.
Ugh. Well, that was very unpleasant. But hey, and he'll take his magpie swag off and open it up. I have food. Thanks to William for covering.
No problem. Thank the kin next time you see him.
And so, you guys are taking the long route now, right?
That's what everyone else wants to do.
Yeah, alright. And you do so as you start to finally get to be able to cross back from the plains-ish areas back into the mountains. As it's still deserty, it's mostly shrubs, a few rivers with a couple trees growing along them, but overall, just shrubs and overly hot. It's getting hotter, even though you're going up in altitude, as you start moving through and get close to the Buena Vista kind of area and all that. It is just getting uncomfortably warm, even for being this high into the mountains. As you've traveled for another 4 days, so you guys eat more of the food and you're back in a population center. Winds of the Mountain comes back. this day as well and goes, "There are more bird spirits and storm crows flying around the mountains. They seem to be looking for something."
Many spirits in Garu operate in this area, so no real business of ours to interrupt. Just seems to be pretty busy.
This many storm crows in this kind of drought is not normal, Mark guides the fallen.
Members of the Shadow Lords looking for us.
I was hoping to spare some details for our need for your assistance. I did not want to get you too involved. All we need is just your guidance through this route.
How far?
As far as you feel you're capable of, without causing yourself harm. I don't want to ask too much of you. You're already strained.
Very well, come. It's still time. Are you guys going to pass through to get more food, or are you going to do a hunt to refill your gnosis? Because you guys will have to spend gnosis. A hunt?
I think we should do a hunt, and
for this, whoever has the highest wit survival to petition the right anglings, diff 6.
Well, I don't have survival, so don't look to
I
me.
think it's Marky Mark. Sam, I couldn't see. It's very dark in your cave. Okay, all right. How is it so dark on your end and so bright of the other player that's in
He's
your room?
got 2 monitors.
Oh, look at his
You see?
largesse, his bourgeois luxuries.
I know.
My
And I've got
goodness.
a teeny tiny laptop.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
They
Mhm.
say romance is dead. I believe them.
What she's not telling you is this big ass tower right here. Her laptop is actually comparable to this with just newer parts. So her laptop's actually better than my tower.
It is, but I still don't have 2 screens.
But yes,
Alright.
it's very dark.
You do find enough spirits as you do begin the sacred hunt. You take the spirit down, and who would like to offer prayers to the spirit and honor it? That would be charisma rituals.
I can do that.
Okay. Diff 5. So you offer the proper prayers. The spirits are honored, and you begin to eat, and all of you are now at full gnosis, including the child, at 3.
Hooray.
So remember, the child needs to be fed a spirit at least every 9 days.
So 3 gnosis.
Yes, because that's the starting gnosis of Cryonosborn.
All right.
Okay.
I will offer or give 1 gnosis to Winds of the Mountain.
The spirit greedily eats it up, and it starts to invigorate just a little bit before the heat of the place seems to hold it down. The winds just are dead in the mountains, and the heat just seems to linger. As you continue to move on, going through, things start to speed up a little bit, thanks to the impressions of these places as you move through, as you see ancient mines and the like, and you find yourself near Breckenridge after another 5 days of travel through the mountains. This place does seem cool, and the wind seems to almost tunnel through the mountains, creating a relieving gust, and Winds of the Mountain's body seems to reinvigorate at least a little bit and gain a little strength. Quickly, Dimitri, give me a stealth check.
All right.
I'm gonna go diff 5, given the area.
That's also with
That's
the
with
minus
his.
2?
That's with his -2. Yes.
Okay.
You succeed as a falcon spirit flies over and screeches, and you hear Garu howls to the east in acknowledgement.
What is the bird spirit saying?
Do you have spirit speech?
I do not, but I know Zeb does.
What is the bird spirit saying?
The spirit simply calls out, "No child seen," and then you hear the howl of acknowledgement, and then you hear another screech in the distance from another bird spirit, "No child seen."
So, at this point, it feels like everybody knows that we have the kid. So they're all using the tracking gift. I don't remember the name of it.
Pulse of the Prey.
That's the one, Pulse of the Prey. I love our plan to keep the child with our Farah buddies, panda buddies-ish, acquaintances. However, if they do have Pulse of the Prey on, it will lead them directly to the Farah, which is a big concern for me.
Well, either Earth Pillar maybe gives us a good plan, or tells us to fuck off, and we're still on the road. I agree. Like, that would be supremely, supremely bad. I think him on his own can disappear, no problem, because nobody knows Earth Pillar's name or any of the Farah, right? It's just if he says yes or no, and that's all I can think of, truthfully, is just hoping that he has an idea to stay hidden this long, that the child too could be hidden.
So kind of like pass off the child before someone can catch up with us, and we disappear one way, they disappear the other way, and hope that they can't find the kid.
Or we've bought enough time for the Concordant to actually be agreed to be called, and they stop hunting us.
Yeah.
Could be possible that the Farah have a way to hide that we don't.
This is true.
They had to survive the War of Rage somehow. Those that did.
Idea, maybe. Could we try and find a Corax or something around to go take word to Earth Pillar, so that if he says no or yes, the Corax can meet us halfway as we're going up that way and give us an answer. That way, if he says no, we can just like hang a quick left or right and avoid him completely so that they don't find the Farah.
He's among younger brother. Speaking to say, hey, look, younger brother, there's some people here, coming that would have a message for one of your allies that is hidden here. If we want to do that, or we show up in their territory and younger brother kills us, which,
I do have Dream Speak. I could probably Dream Speak with Earth Pillar, and that would be faster than any Corax.
That would be much faster. I love that idea.
Yeah, that's great. Like, no spirit summoning, just direct messaging, pretty much.
We just have to find shelter.
So you guys got to find some shelter.
We'll inform Winds of the Mountain that we need to do this real quick during this rest period.
Spear kind of nods and starts to move you through some of the mountains, past some of the ski resorts, down into past a few of the hiking trails to an old mining shaft that's been long since forgotten and abandoned. And it is nighttime.
I will say that I would like to remain on watch, if possible.
Okay.
While everyone else, or whoever wants to walk with Dimitri in the Dream Speak.
Okay.
And just stay on guard.
Dimitri, what's that roll?
It is wits and empathy at difficulty 8.
All right.
So here we go. 2 successes.
You did it. So you go to sleep and you wake up as you're in a vast forest, untouched by man. As you see a bear kind of resting amongst his cubs and watching over his mate from a distance, keeping them safe. And on the horizon, you see the camp. You see many hundreds of campfires from various people.
All right. Best thing I can think of is to, I guess, go into my lupus form and sort of blend in. And all right, I'll approach and say, Earth Pillar?
Cousin, why are you here?
I am not sure if you know already, but I come bearing a message from Oriusbane.
I did not know already.
We are in possession of a Krynos-born child with no deformities, and we are on our way to seek you and the other Farah out for assistance. We are being hunted by our own.
That makes things very dangerous for me, cousin.
I am aware, but we wanted to know if there was any way you could help us, anywhere that you knew of that we could hide the child at.
The cat changers know how to hide. Perhaps they might be of some assistance. I will have to meet you part way, for I do not wish to betray their home but with just you alone. Where are you?
We are near Breckenridge.
That is very south of me. And much travel to go. One of the safest places, unfortunately, is also full of your fellows. Very well. I will try and meet you in Wyoming. Let us go to Lizard Head Peak and meet upon the summit there.
All right. I'll bring the message back to Fomoria's Bane. Thank you, Earthpillar, and I apologize for any inconvenience this brings you.
Earthpillar nods and goes, now I wish to return to my dream.
Of course. And then I'll leave.
You start to leave, and then you find yourself in blackness, unable to wake up.
Oh no.
Things start to slowly... It's almost like a fade-in effect, as you feel something starting to form under your feet. The familiar feel of concrete with a bit of motor oil, and kind of the smells. For your periphery, you see the workbench, the jacks, and the old cars, as you find yourself in a garage. Your car garage, where you used to work.
Oh, home sweet home.
What an interesting place for a wolf to think of as home. As several of the jumper cables come to life and wrap around you, and then fling you against the wall and clip you there.
Oh no.
There is a man crafted of static, his face obscured. So that's what you look like. Interesting. What about this? As he snaps his fingers and you feel this something grabbing into you. It reaches in, its fingers crawling through your skin under the muscle and sinew as you feel yourself pulled inside out as your wolf form howls and you find yourself in your Hamid form. So that's that face? Snap. And you feel the same sensation and you're in Glabro. And Krynos and Hispo, and then back to Hamid. Interesting. It's so good that I've been able to help so many of your fellows to kind of get that perfected. Oh, sorry. I am being rude. And your name is, Dimitri, correct?
Yes, that's correct. But I don't know who you are.
Yes, I'm sorry. My name is the Good Doctor, and I just came here to check on you. You kind of entered a realm that I felt safest in meeting you. I failed to say face-to-face, and I apologize for my rudeness. But you know how these things go. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, but of course, snaps his fingers, and the jumper cables fall off of you. You're not much of a dreamer, are you? Eyes gleam, and your primal urge dots for the remainder of the scene are effectively 0.
Oh no.
Where are you? I want to help.
I don't think I should tell you.
Why? Come on now, Dimitri. I know that I was rude, but I am sincere in my desire to help you.
I don't know anything about you. I've heard your name before, but I don't know anything about you. I don't know who you are or what it is that you do.
Isn't that the nature of the profession of medicine? I can't get too attached and be too personal. Otherwise, I would simply make the wrong choices for your health and the health of the world. Caring too deeply is how one makes mistakes, Dimitri. Surely your own experiences have allowed that to play out, yes?
How much do you know of my own experiences?
I've only heard rumors, and I don't presume to know, but that's happened to everyone. People who say things they don't mean because they got too passionate. It's just the nature of being emotional things. Emotion conflicts with the logical part of us, and thus we make the wrong choices. And I've done my best to divorce myself from that, and that way I have allowed myself to step in and try and help those who have yet to truly find that sort of state of enlightenment.
You can't just thrive off of logic and reason.
Why?
Because it's emotion, it's passion that makes people fight for the causes that they believe in, for the people that they love.
It's those kinds of things that have promoted every war in history. It's that supposed love of the in-group and the desire to enforce that on an out-group that has caused every major conflict. Me, who is now above it all, can see it. It's a simple thing. It's a natural hierarchy, and I have reached the top that allows me to lead other people to a kind of salvation. And Dimitri, I wish to help you and your salvation. Things are getting hard, and if you're not careful, well, you will be the out-group, and you will see how deep those passions run. Think about it. If you want to have another dream, I will arrive, and we can talk. I don't expect you to trust me right away. I want to show you. I want to show you that there's a symbolic order to this world, and humanity has known this order and this hierarchy since its beginning, and that it's that fight against it that has caused so much misery. And I want you to be on the top with me, you and your friends, because you have done more for the pursuit of your ideals than anyone else I've come across, and that's admirable. And you're closer to the truth than you think.
Is that why you helped Carson, then? Was he close to the truth?
Carson was somewhat of me trying to understand your people. He was someone with a need. He felt things were unfinished, undone, and he became something that was unusual. One of your kind and a ghost. He felt he could prevent a conflict, that through him these conflicts could be resolved, and that he could reorder things into something that was effective. And I believed him, at least his sincere passion, and wished to give him a second chance that, from my understanding, you and your friends robbed him of.
That is true. We did have him killed. Well, that is because he went against the natural order. Somehow he came back, and I know that you helped him.
What is the natural order when it comes to life and death? Humanity's been defying that order since the beginning. What is medicine but defying the natural order of disease? Animal husbandry and farming, a defiance of starvation. What is what I do any different?
All I know is that people that die should stay dead. Carson should have stayed dead.
Tell that to the parent mourning a child, or a child mourning their grandparents. Who are you to say that their wishes of their loved ones coming back is unnatural? But I see we have escaped sort of the point, and I'll let you get back to your dreams, Dimitri. And I do hope I see you again soon. You do have strong beliefs, and I'm very curious as to how they came about. Until next time. And things start to fade, and you kind of wake up with a jolt.
And Dimitri's never sleeping again.
That's a lot to unpack. Zeb, I was able to contact Earthpillar, but as I was leaving, the good doctor contacted me.
That is deeply troubling and deeply problematic. What did he say?
He said that he wishes to help us, that he wants to bring order to the chaos of the world, essentially, and he thinks that we are close to knowing the truth, whatever that may mean, closer than we think, and I turned him down.
Good.
But he has the ability to enter dreams. He said he was interested in seeing me again, but I don't think that means he won't be able to interrupt somebody else's dreams.
Well, we had supposed he was, or when all of you went beyond the second veil the first time, the belief was that he was a namer, and that's what Carson said. So, take that for how you would. The namers and the manipulation of spirits and damaging the wild are all terrible things. And if he's interested in us, well, deeply troubling too.
I I questioned him about Carson, but I can tell you about that on our way back to the others.
Yes, we need to keep going.
You all kind of reconnect together. It's getting late. Still, it's pretty late since Dimitri was able to catch Earth Pillar while he was sleeping. It's about midnight.
William, you need some rest. I'll take watch from here.
Thank you, bud.
Back about an hour in, Mark, you hear a twig snap and someone approaching slowly.
Mark will get up and say, I hear you. Who are you?
The voice is unfamiliar. It is a woman's voice as she says, it's me. Black woman steps out. She seems somewhat familiar, though with heterochromia and long hair tied back, standing at about 5'5" or so. She goes, I just, as her voice becomes more familiar after the cough, I just want to see my nephew. As the voice of Andy Paints with Twilight cracks out.
Paints with Twilight? How did you find us?
Pulse of the Prey. It took a long time, but I finally was able to get the scent of one of you.
Wait here. And, Mark will go back and rouse the packs. Paints with Twilight, it's here.
She needs to leave. She's putting herself in incredible danger.
She says she wants to see her nephew. I didn't know how to respond to that. Are there any others with you?
Her voice changes and she seems to fade out for a second before fading back in. No, and her voice returns back to the Andy voice that you all remember. Though the difference in her face, height, and everything are a bit off-putting, as nothing seems to match. She goes, I came alone.
Andy, you understand how many have Pulse of the Prey on us right now? How dangerous it is for you to be here?
Let me see them, please. Under the moonlight and the starlight, you see the glimmer of tears.
We're keeping him safe. You know that.
As her voice changes again and goes, who's safe? I'm sorry, my name is Persephone Gorgonsinger, Galliard of the Black Furies. I'm not quite sure how I got here.
I made the roll for Sense the Unnatural, Keegan, but...
It is the smell of the Garu. The voice cracks back to Andy as she shakes her head. Cora, please, let me see him.
First, tell me what's going on with you. Who's Persephone?
I don't know. It's been happening to all the Furies. We've been changing into new
We heard
people.
that.
Yes, I'm reaching the end of my change. Why do you think I look so different?
Mark will put a hand on Cora's shoulder and say, I think Andy wants to see the child because they don't know when they'll be able to remember. Let Paints with Twilight see the child at least.
I'm okay with it. You guys okay with it? I'll go get him.
Andy, do know that due to your condition, we will let you see the child, but we cannot let you hold the child for the safety of the child.
She just looks at you flatly and just goes, sure, I'm unsafe to be around the child. Whatever.
It's not you, Andy. It's Persephone.
It's whatever's happening to all the Black Furies. Paints with Twilight. It appears that changes are occurring faster and more harsher.
Andy, we want nothing more than for you to hold your nibbling, but we can't trust Persephone.
Okay.
Cora, Kyle, and Mark will be here with you. I believe Zeb and Dimitri and I will let you guys have your moment.
I have missed you, sister. Let's go, fellows.
As she approaches the child, she grabs its little hand softly in her Hamid hand. She dips her head and she just kind of starts crying, squeezing its hand. And Cora, all you hear is, I'm sorry, Malcolm. I tried so hard to remember you, but I don't think I can. It's not worth your baby to remember. The good doctor reached out to me. I don't know how he knew about my condition or how I was changing, but he reached out and did little things for him. They were innocuous, drop off a package, things like that, and he removed the changes that happened to me. He always used an alias. His face always changed. But I always remember going somewhere downtown, and then things would get fuzzy. Likely pulled the memory out. The office. You have to be wary of the office. The signs get into your mind, and... Sorry, I must have faded out there for a bit.
Cora will kind of like hold the baby back a little bit. And
You've got the strength of Pegasus in you, little one. He smiles and coos at it softly. Or are they yours?
yes.
The violation of the litany is a terrible thing, and there are so many stories about it, but just remember that it's not the child's fault, and I know that you'll be strong enough to hold on to those burdens. I need to try and figure out how I got out here. Where are we?
You're in Colorado.
Oh, yeah, Colorado. My pack's in Colorado. Are you familiar with Bloodwind?
Yes.
Yeah, Bloodwind's part of my pack.
Oh, fantastic. No Bloodwind all too well. We're north, so you're gonna need to head south.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. As she shifts into her lupus form and starts to trot off.
Guess Coral kind of
As she stops and then shifts back to Hamid, and you see Andy turn to you, and Andy speaks up in her own voice. The last thing, you have to find another elder. I was with Regender when that mosquito spirit arrived, and it was intercepted by Thurges from the Protectors. That's how they figured out you were in the state, and how I put it together too. Regender decided against it because they said that if he did call it, he would be responsible for a second Garu civil war, and his name and all of his efforts would be wiped from the silver record, and he would only be remembered as a warning to other Garu of the dangers of ambition. He acquiesced to the Protectors.
Thank you, Andy.
I'm gonna go.
You go.
And she shifts into Lucas, runs off. Your guys are searching. You don't find any other Garu. It does seem like Andy came here of her own free will.
Cora's mad. Cora's out of her mind mad.
Does, roll for rage mad?
Well, it definitely gains a point of rage mad.
Gains a point of rage mad and waits for William to get back so she can take his fucking cell phone.
What?
She's calling Regender.
At 3 a.m.
Or as William and them get back, you all see Cora pacing.
Mark has the kid because she started pacing too hard.
She turns on William. I need your phone.
What for?
To take a selfie. I need to make a call.
Okay. Here you go, Cora. Make your call.
Dial Regender's number.
As you dial, the phone clicks on.
Regender.
He had to give up his phone, actually. Who am I speaking
Who is this?
with? Whom am I speaking with?
I called for Regender.
So you did.
I need to speak with him now.
Don't take that tone with me.
I am angry, and I don't know who you are.
So, if you're this angry and petulant, I can only imagine that you are a Cleoth of some flavor to call this stupidly to an elder like a petulant child. I am Vassal Talons of Judgment, Elder of the Shadow Lords, and if you do not show any respect, I will make sure it is your hide. Now, who are you?
Out of character, should I lie?
You should hang up the phone.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Like you should have done when it wasn't Regender.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Click.
Click.
Turn it
off.
It says Regender.
I'm Keegan. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the SIM out of this cell phone.
Okay.
You owe me a new SIM card, Cora.
Good luck getting the money. You guys should get some sleep. I can't sleep anyway. I'll take watch.
I think we need to go.
Yeah, and start calling us by our aliases.
I don't think that's gonna help anymore.
It'll at least help long enough.
Let's pack up.
A real
And-
question. Do we retreat with this kid back to the Sept of the Stars and leave them there?
Well, Earth Pillar.
And if we don't show up to meet him, we've put him in no danger.
that is
I mean, we can keep moving, but I suggest we keep retreat being an option, and we'll have to find another elder.
We have allies. They just might not want to be known right this second. I say we keep going towards Earth Pillar, but we do have the option of going back to Sept of the Stars.
I think if we start to suspect that our pursuers are catching up to us, I think then we should head back to the Sept of the Star. That way, Earth Pillar is not put at risk.
That's a good idea.
And if we decide it's safe, maybe the packs can split up. But I would believe it'd be safety in numbers for us right now.
And right now, I think we'd be best on our way.
I think, Zeb, you should carry the child, just so that way you have the speed of thought to dip quickly.
I'm going to go out and scout ahead for us. I need one of y'all to carry the kid instead.
Then I will.
Oh, you will? Okay.
I will.
Hand off the child to you.
Can't let Fomori's Bane carry this child all the time. Need some love from the ill omens, too.
What can I say? He's worth having.
Give them the love that Owl never gave you.
Right. How far ahead is Winds of the Mountain at this point? Long gone?
Winds of the Mountain is still there, but they're starting to fade. Like they can travel with you for maybe another day.
Mark, this is going to be one of those things I think where you're going to have to do a little bit more spirit maintenance on this, and it might be a little more taxing on your resource-wise. So I will pick up where I can while you tend to them. And
I
at
will.
some point then we'll hunt again. But just, if there are
Alright.
things I can do, I will do them for you. You are the one that has a cord with that spirit.
But the previous hunt did give me full gnosis, so I have lots.
Well, I suggest you tithe to your ally.
Mark will approach Winds of the Mountain and praise them of we must move now. Plans have changed a bit. And he'll offer 2 gnosis in the form of cloud and a dewdrop.
Winds of the Mountain goes, I understand. You may be shaded from the heat, but the heat grows greater up north. The clouds weaker. In that regard, you will be safer from Grandfather Thunder's brood. But they cannot exist where storm clouds fear to go, as they seem to be this year.
You've been doing us a great service. But please, I ask again, do not task yourself too much.
I will leave you in a day, for then the mountains will leave me, and I can go no further.
This one day will still be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Winds of the Mountain.
So you travel another day.
Keegan, I'm going to go out ahead.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to activate Umbral Camouflage, Silence, Speed Beyond Thought, or Speed of Thought, and stealth out there as reconnaissance.
Okay.
Probably moving a heck of a lot easier since we're not there with the child.
As you move through, it looks like as you get out of Colorado, the spiritual patrols go down, though it does seem like several other bird spirits are still being kind of used. These seem to be Roadrunner spirits and a few regular Raven spirits now, but they're not as dense as the Falcons or the Storm Crows in Colorado, where they think you still are. They don't believe that you've made such a forced march out of the state yet, thinking that they've cut off most of your avenues of retreat. Or if you're lucky, perhaps they thought you went south, since your spirit was caught in Trinidad at the edge of the state.
I'll basically periodically double back, Keegan, to meet with them, and then, shoot out again.
Okay? And so you do, and you guys kind of, do your thing. You're able to move through. It doesn't seem like you're being bothered in the trip. And to get to the Lizard Head Peak, it takes about 15 days of travel. So I need at least one survival check for getting a spirit. Yeah. I think Mark is the one who has the
with
highest.
survival, right?
Yeah, with survival.
With survival.
With survival, yeah, I would have a 6. I think it was me, yeah.
Yeah, it was you. All right, you find enough spiritual energy, and all of your gnosis is back full, and then you have to spend another 3 on your journey, or I'm sorry, another 2 to get to the mountain. As you get there, and something dawns on you. Not all the Gorel can step sideways.
Yeah. Some of us are gonna have to stay in the Umbra.
Well, how do we get the child to the Gorel is the actual issue.
Cairn from an ally, possibly of that Goral if they know of one, or a hidden place that we could maybe do it.
Considering the placement of the mountain too. And also, I think I remember a tidbit. Creatures of Gnosis on the umbral side can see creatures of Gnosis in the physical side, and they're kind of like shadows.
Yeah, there's shadows on the ground.
Yeah, so we would, like, if we were to see, like, just a shadow on the ground in a place. Yeah.
You do see a shadow on the ground.
Bam. That's possibly our the meetup there.
What's the gauntlet here?
The gauntlet is... It should be 4 because of how remote it is, but it is now 5. Once again, everything is starting to seem more Weaver choked.
I can still see across the gauntlet at this point. Okay.
And you do see Earth Pillar there.
Well, he's there. Who wants to greet him?
Could
Go across.
Yeah, it could just be the ill omens, or would Cora or Mark like to come?
He has a strong connection to them and their alpha.
Yeah.
Fomori's Bane could go, and you 3 could stay with the child on this side. So
I'll step sideways.
And don't you have like a mirror or something, Cora?
Nope.
Oh.
We have water or the cell phone.
Yeah, you can use the cell phone.
Okay, he's just... And then she can make the pack roll, because we're a pack. Yeah.
Shouldn't Mark do that?
Yeah, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Here I am with all the wisdom, and then I just...
Yeah, minus 20 wisdom.
Oh, jeez. There goes... Oh, man, all of them. No.
I got 6 gnosis.
You and your pack instantly step over as you see Earth Pillar standing there. He looks around. Oh, right. The child must be on the other side. I wasn't sure if you were coming from the physical realm.
We've had to keep our approach secret. But unfortunately, we're small impasse here. The child cannot pass through the gauntlet.
Yes. Well, I know of a place that we could sneak them in. It's fairly unguarded, and one of my allies who would be better at hiding the child would be aware of how to get them through.
We would appreciate it immensely.
Will we have to follow you in the physical? Are you not able to sidestep?
I'm not able to step sideways. I do not. Or I have the right, but I would prefer to hold off on that.
The Ill Omens have the child on the other side, but they can track us from there. The veil is weak enough, I think. And we could just make our way from here.
Good. It'll be an arduous journey. We must go to the northwest, and we must seek the Sept of Electric Peak, avoid the Shadow Lords there, and then I have an ally in the physical realm who should be able to hide the child. Let us be on our way.
Lead the way.
But for now, we'll have to see how that journey shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll see you all in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. See you then.
Bye.
Thomas, you can't be
Damn,
antisocial.
Thomas.
Tyler's not here.
It's not like...
I have to be antisocial to make up Kyle's absence.